Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I wanted to do something a little bit different today and just kind of get back to the basic fundamentals of cooking. So in this video, I wanted to show you how to properly sear a steak. So here I have a beautiful piece of filet mignon. If you know, you know. When you do pick out a steak for you and your family, you want to make sure that you're getting the highest quality beef, some prime cut beef, maybe some grass-fed. Personally, I think grass-fed is a little bit overrated, but that's for another video. Just make sure you get high quality beef, guys. Definitely look into supporting your local ranchers, your local farms. They're always going to give you the best cuts of beef, and it's going to be super delicious. They really care for the animals properly. So I would highly suggest looking into supporting your local butcher because they're going to know the highest quality beef to get. Here, I'm just choosing to use filet mignon because that's what I have. Guys, join me and let's sear the steak. You want to really season your steak all around. A lot of the salt is going to fall off during the cooking process, so don't worry that it's going to be a lot of salt. Really pack it in there. Also, one thing you want to make sure of is make sure that your steak comes to room temperature before you sear it. It'll help the steak cook more evenly. Go ahead and take it out of the fridge, probably an hour to hour and a half before you're gonna cook it. And that way it ensures that you're bringing it up to room temp properly. All right, let's go ahead and sear off the steak. What we wanna do is just get a nice hot pan. You wanna make sure that you're using either cast iron or this is actually carbon steel and cast iron together. One of my favorite pans. I'll leave a link in the description. But if you don't have this, cast iron will work perfectly. You wanna get some oil in your pan, make sure it's nice and hot. You want to go ahead and drop your steak. Make sure you press down so that the steak has full contact with the pan on all sides. All right, and then make sure you kind of move it around the pan. That part is probably the coolest part of your pan now because the steak was touching it. So what I like to do is just move it maybe to the left, the top. See if you want to create that nice crust, that nice Maillard reaction. Smoke alarm is about to go off. So once we've seared it, see how we have that nice beautiful crust right there? That's what you want to see, that Maillard reaction. See all that browning? That's the amino acids and the sugars just caramelizing in the beef. That's what gives you that nice beautiful crust. So go ahead and flip that over. Go ahead and turn our heat down. All right, then once we have it searing on the other side, we're going to go ahead and drop in some herbs, a couple cloves of garlic, and then a nice knob of butter. Make sure you really flavor that butter with the herbs. Make sure you turn down the heat when you do this, guys. And then what I like to do is just put the herbs right on top of the beef like that. I like to keep some of the butter back here so you see it's just slowly melting and falling down. That's what you want to see right there. And this is just going to ensure just so much flavor into your beef. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Once we have our steak, go ahead and pull that off. What I like to do is just take the rest of that butter and just pour it right on top, just like that. Look how delicious that looks. Trust me, once you make a steak like this, you're never gonna go back to cooking it however you cooked it before. Trust me. All right, guys, one thing I wanna talk about is temperature of your steak. Depending on how you like your steak, I like to keep it around rare to mid-rare, depending on the cut. For this, in general, a good rule of thumb is you want to pull it off the heat within probably about 5 to 10 degrees of what you want. Let's say if we wanted to go rare on here, I would pull this at about 115 because you want it to be setting at about 120 internal temperature to be a rare steak. 130 would be mid-rare, 140 would be your medium steak, 150 would be mid-well, and then 160 would be well and up. So that's pretty much beef jerky. I would never cook anything well done. If you guys aren't comfortable with doing the feel touch, I've been doing this a long time, so I kind of know how steak feels and where I want it to be cooked. Invest in one of these thermometers. I'll leave a link in the description, but make sure that if you insert it all the way to the middle because that's going to give you the most accurate temperature. You went through all this trouble to buy a nice cut of meat for you and your family, so you don't want to ruin it by overcooking it. So try not to drink too much wine or beer while you're cooking and just really pay attention to how you're cooking it and how you're handling your meat. Okay, so we cooked our steak perfectly Now, the most important part of cooking a piece of meat, especially steak, for all meat, fish, chicken, steak, lamb, any type of meat, you always want to let it rest after you cook it. This just helps all the proteins relax. The most important thing is that you want to let this rest. If you tried to cut into this right now, right after it came out of the pan, it would be the worst thing that you could do. If you're gonna spend the time to cook this beautiful piece of beef, you wanna make sure that you're doing it right. And letting it rest is gonna ensure that you keep those juices from running out. Yeah, we'll let this rest for about probably 4 to 5 minutes, and then we'll slice it up and serve it. Alrighty, let's cut this bad boy. You also wanna focus on where the striations are going with your meat, because you always want to cut it against the grain. What I mean by that is the opposite way of where you see the striations running. So we want to just go ahead and cut our steak down just like that. Oh yeah. It's actually a beautiful rare. It did better than I thought. We can always take some of that beautiful meat juice that rendered out and our butter that's been nice and beautifully browned in the pan, and just kind of finish our steak with that beautiful pan sauce that we made. Don't want to waste that. Perfectly cooked filet mignon. Alright guys, so there we have it. A beautifully seasoned, seared, cooked, rested, and sliced filet mignon. Absolutely delicious, absolutely gorgeous. If you guys learned something, please don't forget to drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing. That would be awesome. Try to drop a new video every single week. So I look forward to seeing you back here again. Until then, cheers.